Very good. What he said. Good morning, people of the internet. Welcome back to another station, another mile, and welcome back to somewhere we've not been in a little while. But it's a place we've been to multiple times before, and it's a place I love very much. Welcome back to the Great Central Railway. This is the sort of end of season, big kind of farewell bash for the line. It's literally called the last Hurrah Gala. So it's pretty much every running loco from the home fleet, mixed traffic, mostly steam, some diesel, some units, all having one last big blast before the railway kind of closes down for the Christmas period and focuses on the Santa specials and stuff like that. There is a grand total of 5 steam engines out today, plus 1 unit, plus 2 diesels, one of which I am especially interested to check out today. And it's a bit chilly. It's rather chilly. Fortunately though, I have multiple kettles to help keep me warm. Firstly, the kettle that produced this cup of tea for me from the station cafe over there, and another is the first of our many steam locos that we'll be seeing in action today, which is 73156, which you can't see right now. He's on the other end of the train, ready to take that out in about 5 minutes or so, so I'd best not hang around and ramble too long. One thing you may have noticed already, we're at the Great Central Railway, right? Well, yes, but this is Leicester North. Unlike the previous times, we're starting our journey here, rather than the usual spot, which is Loughborough at the other end of the line. That's because the main line, you know, the railway that stayed open, and this was closed because what was the point in having 2 railways that serve the same places? The main line and the only line that now serves Loughborough is closed for engineering work this weekend. So, thankfully, and what I think was a lovely touch, the railway has laid on a vintage bus shuttle service from Leicester mainline station. So I came up to Leicester today and I got the lovely Midland red bus up here. I'm not as into my buses or as much of a bus expert, I must admit. So you guys in the comments will probably know better what bus it was that I got up here. It was lovely and brought us here to Leicester North. So this is where we're going to start our journey today. So, train's got about 5 minutes to go. So let's pop over and get on it, shall we? Let's go. So here's the thing, right? As I'm sure you can appreciate, it's sometimes quite difficult to find nice quiet spots when I'm out filming to do my bits to camera like this, especially when I'm not great with trying to vlog while people are watching. I'm not good at that. So with that in mind, I think I've found one of the most unique places I've ever done some vlogging bits to camera in a long time, I think, maybe ever. Because this is actually the porter's parcels office at Rothley Station. As you can tell, pretty quiet in here. In fact, the only noise you might be able to hear are footsteps, because we're basically directly underneath the station entrance, the stairs. Unless there's a train waiting right there on platform... I think it's platform 2. It's the down platform, it's the platform towards Loughborough, anyway. Unless there's a train waiting right there, as there was just a moment ago, typically. Yeah, pretty quiet in here. So, gives me a good chance to actually discuss a bit why I wanted to do this video and why I'm here this weekend. I mean, primarily, I just wanted to get out of the house and go ride some nice choo-choo trains, basically. So that was the main reason. I've been inside a lot recently, which sort of brings me on to the second and kind of main point. Remember a few months back, I made that whole video being like, yeah, I'm coming back, don't worry, I know I've been away for ages and ages, and I've not made any videos for ages and ages, but I'm coming back, I promise. I'm aware that that was more than a few months ago now, and probably a lot of you are going, oh yeah, well, so much for that then, huh? Life has been lifing, again. Surprisingly, it doesn't stop lifing, as I'm sure you're all aware, but happily, there's been more good stuff than bad recently, and a lot of it has been revolved around working hard to actually start making these videos again. I want to make this video, put it up, have no excuses, and put some... Do you mind? I'm literally hiding in the basement of the station, and you're still managing to interrupt my vlog. That's the DMU, by the way, which I had a nice little ride on. And basically, I think that's the main point of this weekend. I just wanted to actually remind people that, yes, I am serious. I am actually planning to make videos again, and here's one. And there's a certain poeticness, is that the word? There's a certain something about being here, because I actually filmed a big, what was going to be a big, hey, I'm back, this is my big comeback video, right here at the Great Central last May. Emergency tactical wine gums. And that is kind of one of many videos in the last years that I've gone to great expense to go and travel and film and stuff, and then just kind of sat around doing nothing. I kind of want to figure out what to do with all that footage, even if I don't end up making them into full-blown Another Station, Another Mile episodes. Do I just put them up as compilations? Do I do voiceovers for them? Do I do other bits? Let me know what you reckon, because I want to share it. I've got a load of really nice footage that I just want to put out there. Maybe that's been the most frustrating thing about being inactive for so long. People sort of go, oh, you've not been doing much lately, have you? I'm like, well, actually, I have. I've just not seen any of it. And whose fault is that? Yeah, mine. I know. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to have a lovely day today. We're going to try and stay warm as best we can. And hopefully, arriving shortly, will be, I don't want to call it the main event of the day, but probably the loco I'm on balance most excited to see today. Should be arriving fairly shortly. So come out of hiding, shall we? So for the first time today, we're at Loughborough. And behind me, as you can probably hear, idling away, is the locomotive that brought us here. Class 35 Hymek, number D7018. Didn't have to quickly look, not at all. Now I mentioned before that this was sort of like I don't want to say the main attraction today, but it's possibly the most unique. Firstly, it's a diesel hydraulic, rather than 90% of other diesels that are diesel electric, so a diesel engine powers an electric traction motor. These are diesel hydraulics, so they power a hydraulic transmission system, almost like a car transmission pretty much. The most popular one, the most famous, my dad's favourite class of loco of all time, were the Class 52s, the Westerns. Before them were the Class 42 warships. And then, just a step below those two, were these, the Hymeks. I've always really liked the sort of humble, go anywhere, do anything, mixed traffic locos. Stuff like the Black 5 steam locos, or like big tank engines. Stuff that can haul basically anything you need it to. Big freight, up steep gradients, passenger trains, fast-ish expresses if it needs to. 3 of my favourite diesel classes all fit this category, because they're all in the Type 3s, which are the Class 33s, the Class 37s, and then these, the Class 35s, in between them. And I like the fact that they're all very different in their own ways. They all have different engines, different ways of propulsion, pretty much. I mean, this is a hydraulic. I just like how purposeful this looks. And again, they were the sort of go anywhere, do anything mixed traffic loco of the diesel hydraulic family. This isn't the first Hymek I've ever seen. One of the many videos that I've filmed and I want to put out there for you was a few years ago at the Severn Valley Railway, where they turned their autumn diesel gala into a diesel hydraulic festival, which of course meant I had to drag my dad along. I was like, Dad, they've made an event specifically for you, you have to come along. And they had, I think, D7076 running and D7029, which is the Severn Valley's resident Hymek, on display. This is one of the 2 that live down at the West Somerset Railway. So this wasn't there on the day, so this is new for me. I just think they're neat. So that was kind of one of the big reasons I wanted to come down here today. Obviously, all the locos running have their own unique characteristics and appeal, but this one's particularly neat, I think. But anyway, that's the big one for today. Ticked. Got Rothfleet to Leicester North, and then a full run Leicester North all the way down to Loughborough, full length of the line, behind D7018. Nice one. Well done. Bye Hymek. See you later. Another reason you can tell it's diesel hydraulic, they all have a very unique engine note. You know, whereas like Class 37s and 33s actually, and Class 50s, like that one right there, all have the kind of big kind of bassy engine note. Diesel hydraulics, more high revving. I always think they sound a bit like an old Merlin-engined fighter plane, like a Spitfire or a Hurricane, which is appropriate, because if the Westerns, maybe the warships, were the Spitfires of the diesel hydraulics, those were the Hurricanes. I always liked the Hurricanes. So this only occurred to me after I just finished filming that bit before. You know, I mentioned about how I like the Class 33s, 35s and 37s. That's a Class 33 right there. And then there's 2 Class 37s. So there you go. All 3 of them, all in one place at once briefly there. My favourite mixed traffic, go anywhere, do anything diesels. Anyway, there's another train coming now. And I'm still really cold and still quite hungry. So can you see how much the camera's shaking? That's my hand shivering. I think I need to get in for a cup of tea and something to eat. No. Okay, so, sit rep. Since the last time I talked to you guys, which was some hours ago now. You may notice it's now dark outside. It is in fact now 20 past 5, and this is in fact the last Leicester-bound train of the day. And given I'm starting and ending my journey from Leicester north today, I kind of had to be on this one. It was supposed to be about, I don't know, about 25-30 minutes earlier. It has been a quite marvellous day. What did I do? That's it. I got the other visiting diesel alongside the Hymek, the class 27 has been running today. That made a lovely noise, rather nice racket. And then we bumped into an old friend, Witherslack Hall, which took us back to Cornham Woodhouse, and then I've sort of been based there for most of the day. I mean, the only train I rode on during that time when I was at Cornham Woodhouse for the last few hours was another ride on the Class 101 DMU. Which was rather lovely. Now, we're on the final train of the day to Leicester North. This train is double-headed. So the last two locos we're going to get today basically means we're going to come up one short. Because one of the two standard 2MTs, 78018, I don't think we got on a passenger run today. But her sister, 78019, is on the front of this one, alongside the Austerity tank engine, 68067. They're double-heading and hauling us through the gloom. I don't know how many times I've said this in actual videos, but I will say it again, even if I have said it before. There are few greater joys in life than steam at night. It's spectacular. I mean, even when we just left Cornham Woodhouse, watching or hearing the locos chuffing up to speed and seeing the glow of the fireboxes, the embers of the fireboxes in the smoke. Oh, beautiful. There is one slight concern. My book train from Leicester Main Line leaves in about 45 minutes or so. I was supposed to get back with an hour in hand. We're still not back at Leicester North yet, and it's nearly 5:30. Gala time is a weird thing. Let's just focus on getting back to Leicester, shall we? And you two up front, take us there. Go! There have been few times in my life I've been more grateful to see a bus. They said it would wait, no matter how late things ran, and, well, I kept their promise. So as you can see, I made my train with about 7 minutes to spare in the end, so good job, Heritage Bus, well done. Given today started at 4:30 AM, I'd quite like my bed now, but what a blooming lovely day at one of my very favourite heritage railways. I do love the Great Central a lot. In the meantime, I'll hopefully have this actually turned around and up for you to watch in a fairly prompt amount of time for once. And I've got a lot of other gala footage and a lot of other events and a lot of other things I've been travelling to. I've basically got a lot of footage to sift through and find a reason to upload, whether that just be gala compilations, you know, with no voiceover or anything like that, or regular vlogs kind of more like this, or full Another Station on the Mile episodes. I just want to share all that with you. Like I said, I have been up to a lot. I've been on a lot of adventures, and I still am, regardless of how hard life has lifed. And life has lifed pretty damn hard. Let me know what you reckoned, what your ideas are for all of that, what channels it should go on, or whether it should all just be on here, whether I really need to stop overthinking things so much and just shove it all out there. In the meantime, I'm going to go home and I'm going to have a hecking big sleep, because I've had a really lovely day at the Great Central Railway, and I hope you've all enjoyed the journey along with me. In the meantime, I will see you guys soon along the way.